Hello creative friends and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick, fun, easy, beautiful with this paper Accordion Fun Fold card. If you like fun folds, I have a whole playlist of fun folds, so I will link the playlist up here. So after you watch this card, you can come back, go over to that playlist and watch fun folds for hours and hours. Okay, first, before we start, I want to give a shout out to Susan Campfield, another demonstrator who inspired me to make this card. I've made accordion fun folds before, but this particular one, I really like the way that she attached the sentiment. So you will see what I'm talking about when we get there. But let's talk about the pieces I have here. Let's start with the big one. Oh, I need a bigger ruler. All right. This piece is 5 1/4. Let me get it up here, by 11 1/2. I'll go back to my smaller ruler here. It's easier for me to hold. This one is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. This is a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock. It's 4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Another piece of Calypso Coral, 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. This is basic white, 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And this basic white is 3/4 inch by 3 3/4. One more piece of basic white. This one is 2 3/4 by 5. And if you didn't get all that, don't worry about it. Look in the description below the video. There's a link to a shopping list, but it also has all those measurements of the pieces that you're going to need. Today I'm going to use the Translucent Florals stamp set. I'm just going to use one stamp, just this little stamp right here. I'm also going to use the Sweetly Scripted stamp set, and I'll be using the Happy Birthday stamp from that. And this designer series paper is Delightful Floral, in case you were wondering. But the thing I love about this card is you can use any paper, cardstock, ink, stamps, whatever you have on hand to make this card. So that's always fun, because you may not have the exact same things that I have. We're going to start by scoring this large piece of designer series paper. And I've written the scoring up here on the corner. So I'm going to use the stylus that came with my scoreboard, and because this is paper, I'm going to use the large tip. All right, if this were cardstock, I would use the small tip. I don't want to use the small one on the paper. It's more likely to tear. So let's use the fat tip there, and we're going to score it 1 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 3/4. So let's put this out of the way. And I'm going to grab my bone folder and fold and burnish. So we remember this is an accordion fold. And when I'm doing an accordion fold, I like to be careful, or at least pay attention when I'm doing my folding back and forth, that I'm staying even, all right? That I'm not getting, like this. Like I'm not folding it where it's like this, right? You would never do that. But I just want to make sure that it's lined up right. It's actually going to be easier for me to do if I turn it this way. There we go. Just that way my card will be in sync, I guess we could say. and will not be traveling uphill or downhill. There we go. So I'll give you a view like this. So it's just back and forth folding to get this accordion fold. I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of designer series paper and adhere it on here. And it looks like it's just a little bit long, so we're going to trim that after we put it on here. Here we go. So if you have some designer series paper that has one side is a beautiful pattern, like these flowers, and then the other side is very subtle. And you'll see, like the back side of this is almost solid. I mean, the color is lighter and darker, but it's almost solid. So this little margin that shows almost looks like a piece of cardstock there. So let me find some paper snips here, because this is a little bit long. It's hanging off just a little bit here. So I'm just going to trim that off. Looks like my measuring and cutting was not fantastic today. That happens sometimes. So now I'm going to take this and adhere it on here. See how easy this is? It comes together really quickly. But I want you to be sure and stick around and see this version with the sentiment. Let me see if I can get a hold of this. There we go. Turn it over. I scoot it just a little bit there. I don't always get everything exactly straight. That's just me. Okay, I'm going to open that up and give this a good press right in here. Awesome. All right, let's do some stamping. So this is going to be the inside of my card, and I'm going to grab this little stamp and my pretty peacock ink. Let's ink that up, and I'm just going to put that right there in the corner. That was easy enough. Oh, don't put away your ink, Cheryl. We have to do our sentiment. All right, the sentiment goes on this little skinny piece of basic white. So that's why I chose this Sweetly Scripted, because you can see it's very narrow and then it's long, right? So I thought that would be perfect for this piece of cardstock, and it's going to go just right here. So you see my stamp is a little longer than my block, but that's okay. For this, it's going to fit right in there. There we go. And you also see why I wanted to have a piece of scrap paper under there. It does go off the edge a little bit. I love that. I love the way that looks. All right, let's put some pieces together here. I'm going to put this on here. So if you think you're going to make one of these, tell me in the comments what designer series paper you are going to use. And at the end, I'm going to show you a couple of other ones that I made. Another one with this paper that looks a little bit different. And then something with a different paper altogether. Oops. So we're just layering these pieces. I like these layers. This is what Susan did. I like these layers. It really sets off and frames our sentiment. Now let's bring this back. So this could either go here, it's hidden, right? Or it also fits here. So you could put it here. And if you wanted to add more stamped images or have more space to write, you could put two pieces of white. You could put one here and one here. So that is up to you. Because I know some people feel like this is kind of a small piece of white, and I did stamp on it, so there's not a whole lot of room to write your message. So you might want to add another piece. Let's see, did I get that straight? And it's not going to show. Awesome. Now, this is going to go on the front, and you see it's the same width as our fold. So I just think it looks really nice here. I like this white border. And now I just need to decide where I want to put it. I think I'm going to put it right about here, just a little bit above center. Now, here's where you need to be careful. Don't put your adhesive over the whole thing, because then we have glued our card shut, right? And that's not what we want to do. Unless we just are pranking the person that we're sending the card to, then we might want to do that. But I don't want to do that. So from here to here, we can have some glue, all right? And that is just going to attach it to that first panel of our fold. My glue is being kind of funny today. Okay, so we're just barely going to go above halfway. Put this on here. Gonna center it and see if I got it straight. Pretty good. So let's press that down. There. I just thought that was so fun. I've made these before and put some kind of an element here, but there was just something about the way this looks like stripes that really appealed to me. And I wanted to make a card for all of you today so that you could see that option. Let's add some embellishments. I have these, let's see, they're called ombre matte decorative dots. So I'm going to use the Calypso coral ones here. Grab my take your pick tool. And I kind of like this medium. So they get dark to light, and I kind of like this medium tone. I'm going to put a little bitty one right there. And then I'm going to put a big one. Oops. There we go. Let's put a big one here. Uh-oh. There we go. And here. All right. I like it. That is it. Super easy, but so fun. There we go. It stands up. It looks great when it is standing and displayed. So I know your friends and family would love to get a card like this. So go looking through your stamps. Maybe you have the Sweetly Scripted, and if you don't, there are stamps where the sentiment is long and narrow like that. Just grab one of those and grab your favorite designer series paper and some cardstock and make a card. Let me show you the other ones I did. I did another happy birthday card. This is with some I think it was celebration paper from earlier this year. So there we go. And then I have another, the same paper as this one, but It's not exactly the same. This piece is the same, but these are different. They're larger flowers than I used here. And then I've got one other one. Instead of embellishments, I put a little bow on there. So I think that is cute as well. So let me know, are you going to make one? And which paper are you going to use? So thanks for stopping by today. I will be back again very soon with another video for you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.